Abu Hassan Muhammad ibn Ahmed ibn Umar al-Sirafi told me that when he was in Oman in the year 300 Hijri, he had seen a fish beached in a part of the coast of Oman and the surrounding small islands. He said, "So I hauled it in and I pulled it into the land. The Emir, Ahmed ibn Hilal, rode towards it with the army, and the people gathered to watch what was happening. A horseman would enter its jaws and would exit from another part, while he was still riding upright due to its immense size. Its length was greater than 200 cubits, and its height was around 50 cubits. It said that the fat of its eyes would sell for something like 10,000 dirhams. Captain Ismail Away told me that this type of fish is plentiful in the Zinj Ocean and in the Sea of Samarkand. It's known as the wal. It can easily destroy a vessel. If it draws near to a ship, they beat it with wood to deter it, and they shout and beat the drums to scare it away. Sometimes it blows water at such a height, resembling pillars. From a distance, it looks like the sails of a ship. Sometimes it plays around with its fins and its tail, and from afar, it appears like the sails of a fishing boat." Some of the Iraqis, who are known for their accuracy, have talked about one of them who was with some of his brethren in Yemen and had seen the head of a fish whose flesh had already decayed, leaving nothing but the bone completely intact. A man had walked into one of the eye cavities and exited from another side while standing completely upright without even having to bend down. In the year 310 Hijri, one such skull of this type of fish was taken from Oman to the Khalifa al-Muqtadir. The jaws of this fish were taller than the alcove, and it could not be brought in through the doors. I was told that this fish, whose jaws were taken to Baghdad, had its eyes removed, and the fat of it had to be put in 500 jars or more. Abu Muhammad al-Hassan ibn Amr told me that he had heard some of the sailors talking, and one of them said that he had embarked on a voyage from Aden to Jeddah, and a fish had collided with the ship at such a force that those aboard the ship had no doubt that the damage was so severe that it would cause them to sink. They were surprised when they discovered that they weren't able to find any water gushing onto the ship. Such a great impact, yet it didn't affect the ship. When they arrived in Jeddah, they disembarked. They brought the ship onto land to inspect it. They found that a fish's head had gotten stuck in the hull of the ship, and it sealed perfectly to prevent any leakage. They cut the body from the head, leaving the head in place. It was mentioned to me that he kept seeing some of the large and small fish fidgeting, so he cut open its belly and found another fish inside. And he cut open that one's belly and found another fish inside. And this confirms that a fish can eat another fish that has consumed other fish. While making this video, we found that the word whale appeared several times in the book. Etymologists traced the modern English word whale to the Old English whale, dating the word's earliest usage to the 12th century. While it has its roots in older Germanic and Saxon languages, the word whale clearly appears to be in use in Asia as early as the 9th and 10th century. Captain Buzurk shows that this word was in use in India as well as Transoxiana in the regions of Tajikistan and Azerbaijan and the ex-Soviet region to refer to what we know as a whale. Captain Buzurk was not the only one to use the word whale in this regard. Abu Zayd al-Hassan al-Sirafi, who died in the year 330 Hijri, which is around the 10th century in the Common Era, he also quoted Suleiman al-Tajir, the merchant, in his book Rihla ila Bilad al-Sin wal-Hind, around the year 237 Hijri, which is the equivalent of the 9th century in the Common Era, stating that this fish is referred to as al-wal. And since Suleiman al-Tajir was sailing the Indian Ocean at this time, it's likely that this word was in use in South Asia. This provides some new information and insight into the origin and etymology of the word whale. And perhaps the term whale has older roots than we previously thought. Another interesting aspect of the story is that it shows us how information was traditionally passed and how their observations, based on their experiences and their interactions and encounters, informed other regions. And these observations were not just fanciful stories of sailors, but they provided the scientific background and information of the world at the time.